What's up, guys? Asvin Judge here. As we all enjoying the FIFA Club World Cup, I want to dive in something real quick. But before that, I want to show you guys some video. Then we'll talk about this video. So I would like you guys to watch this video. Then we'll talk about it later. Thank you, guys.
If you're from Africa, you know it is an absolutely massive tournament for you. But again, for most people who aren't aligned in some form or fashion to Africanos, then really, you know, you'd watch the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. I'm a mad footy fan. I'll watch pretty much any footy on the telly apart from the cosplay, and even that I give 5 minutes to usually. And I watch some of the first round games. I have to laugh. The one thing, it's phenomenal that
The keepers.
keepers are shite.
Oh, they're unbelievable.
Dog shit.
The keepers are like... No, the keepers are hilarious. That's what I like.
But the penalty shootouts, you've never seen a penalty shootout like it. Like this, because, as I told you, the nerve endings, most players who play in them African Cup of Nations, nerve endings stop at the top of the patella tendon. So when it gets the pens, normally like you're nervous. For them, lad, they're just banging them in the top. That's the best standard of penalties you've ever seen. Like there's no pressure because they've just got the insensitivity from the kneecaps down, most of them. And then the pitches shite usually.
Yeah.
Even when it gets into the latter stages, the crap. Officials, the season tournament after tournament where all of them are arguing for corruption. I mean, a big tournament for the Africanos, huge in the area, but unfortunately everybody outside the fighting didn't really give a shit about it. The African Cup of Nations is huge in the area. Lots of people in the area care deeply about it, but unfortunately the world doesn't stop for it. But now, name me a better African defender than Jamie Carragher, who's had a better career in history of African defenders.
Thank you, guys. After you've seen that video, we'll think about what caused this conversation in the first place. Carragher, Jamie Carragher, you know, this former player that played for Liverpool, he started this whole conversation. And if you missed that video, I want you to watch the video first, then we'll come back again. Thank you, guys. Be patient with me. All right, let's watch this video.
I think the fact he's probably with Egypt and he's probably not playing in the major tournaments as such, or maybe got a great chance of winning. I think it's either the Champions League or the major tournament. Normally, the player who excels in that. You know, you're looking at sort of Vinny Jr. and Mbappe right now. Real Madrid looking really good, going for the Champions League. Liverpool will be in that conversation, but right now he's certainly the front runner. And Roy, what you've just said there in terms of getting maybe more trophies and league titles, that could actually put him above probably Kenny Dalglish and Steven Gerrard in sort of where he ranks in terms of Liverpool legends, because I think right now he's right on their shoulders.
To say AFCON is a major tournament because a lot of people are saying people not taking that. Say AFCON is a major tournament, just so you don't.
No, well, Egypt are not going to win the World Cup, are they?
No, but AFCON is big, wasn't it? Remember when him and Mane was going for it? And I'm just saying AFCON.
It's a fact. It's a fact. If you win the Euros or you win the Copa America, it's deemed to be big, so the AFCON's in the same level.
All right, thank you, guys. You've seen Jamie Carragher video. So since we've seen that, a lot of Africans did not respond to that message because they look at the person that is talking and they don't give a lot of response to him. Even I remember JJ Okocha responded and it was like, you have to look at the person that is talking first before you respond to that person. You know, that's how wise people do. You know, after saying that, I want you to watch one more video on a Liverpool legend, what he actually say about Jamie Carragher. Please be patient with me. Watch this video.
Would Jamie Carragher get into the current Liverpool squad?
Like the squad or like the 11? 11?
You're not having him in the 11, are you?
Not even in the full squad. The first 20. You'll be in the stands.
You mean that as well, don't you?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
What do you think, though?
I agree with you. Yeah. I think Matip, Konate. He had a spirit, a fight.
Now, wait a sec. So you have to really like think about it now, okay? So you have two centre backs playing. Hopefully, I'm playing, and then Joe Gomez now.
Yeah.
So you have Matip and Konate.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put a third centre back.
No, but do you think he would get in front of them? Like, would you think he would get in the squad?
And I'm that serious about that.
Can you go on, evolve there, man? No, I can listen to this all day.
Do you think he was better than Konate and Matip?
Oh no, I don't. No, but I just want to know why you think he wasn't.
No, I don't want to. He played many games for Liverpool, and you know, I think.
So what's my
thanks for your service, but you don't.
No. Now that takes us to a topic that has been sparking discussion around the sports community. You know, the opinions of Jamie Carragher and Joe Barton on the Africa Cup of Nations or AFCON. You know, this topic has kind of like being jettisoned. Not really, I would say. Not a lot of people talk about it, but the game that I showed earlier, it takes us back to that period. You know, Jamie Carragher and Joe Barton expressed concern over the timing of the tournament. You know, the African tournament, which typically take place in January and February early in the year. You know, which is understandable. The schedule can disrupt European club seasons, obviously, only player out, to go and play AFCON at a crucial time of the clubs, why they're concerned, highlights real challenges faced by the clubs in Europe. It's crucial to also consider importance of AFCON, from a different perspective. And that's what they failed to do. They didn't think about that. For many African players representing their country on such a significant stage is a source of immense pride. AFCON is not just a tournament. AFCON is more than just a tournament. It's a celebration of Africa football, African culture, Africa identity. If you missed any African tournament, just go and watch it. And don't worry about the faults. There will be faults there will be, lapses there, but watch the beauty of it. Critics like Jamie Carragher and Joe Barton often overlook the cultural and emotional significance that is attached to this tournament. The conversation around AFCONs remind us that global football must consider diverse perspective. That's one thing that I still think these guys fail to do. So as we engage in this discussion, let's strive for more inclusive dialogue that values different viewpoints in world of football. First off, you have to look at Joe Barton that talk a lot, right? If that lad is an African player, he won't be talking right now, because of the kind of career he has. Himself, Joe Barton has a terrible career. He always fight, go to jail, do a lot of terrible things. Tell me, if he's an African player, the question is, will he even be able to talk on a podcast like this? That's where we're going to start from. Joe Barton will not be able to talk on a podcast. He won't even be invited. They will talk about him terribly. He had the opportunity to talk and he can say whatever he want to say. He's free to say whatever he want to say. But at the end of the day, where did he play anyways? Joe Barton himself. Did he play in a big club? What was his achievement? So don't let us go into that now. That's all I have to say about this whole situation. I think they should have handled it differently. And what made me talk about this situation today, somebody talk about the whole situation again in front of me today, and they really pissed me off. The way they analyzed things, the way they said, I didn't say anything. I didn't argue too much. I told him my thought. I let him know my thoughts, and I just let it be. I don't want to have conversation about this situation. But one thing I would say for sure is African players don't have the same opportunity the white players has. Period. Peace out, guys. Aspen Jazz signing out.